So we're almost there. Only really 2 items left, and that is the cover for the access hatch and the lens. But what I'm going to do is a little bit of work now to prevent further misting up, or at least reduce it. I could do the retro fit recommended by Jaguar, but do it myself, which is to drill that hole and put a T-piece on it. Could do, but there'll be plenty of people who tell you they've done that and it maybe reduces the issue, but it hasn't gone away. Plus, there is, as we've discussed already, a vent on the lamp, so it's not like air can't get in and out. As long as that's clean, that should do the job. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to start off with a good clean of our access hatch. Then I've cleaned all this out. I'm going to do a little trial fit. So the clips, there's only 2. The other side just has these tongs, if you like. The clips go at the low end of the lamp because that's the bit you can get at when the lamp is installed. So the top end goes in first. Then snaps into place. And sure enough, it seems to make a really good seal on everything. Next, I've got myself a little mesh bag. This is the sort of thing you might put delicates into a washing machine to stop them getting smashed up. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to utilise the 2 bottom corners of this bag. So my bag's about, I don't know, let's say a foot across. All I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pair of scissors, find the middle of the bottom of the bag by folding it in half. There we go. Whoops. And then move my headlight out of the way for a moment. I'm going to draw an arc on it. Like so. Then I'm going to cut that out. Get rid of the excess. And I'm left with 2 cones. And I've got some twisty ties, little coated bits of wire. Sometimes you use them for gardening things or twisting around plastic bags. I save them when I get electrical devices and I wrap around cables and things like that. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to weave the twisty tie through a few of the double layers at the bottom of my little bag, like so. You get the picture. Then let's open the thing up what we're going to do now is, for about £5, I bought a bag of silica gel bags. These are the sorts of things where if you buy a camera, sometimes if you buy shoes, actually, bizarrely, you'll find these little pouches inside delicate things that you do not want to get damp. And they contain desiccant silica gel, and this will absorb moisture and odours. It says so on them. They can be re-dried once they've been used up. They discolour. These I don't know, but they normally go either a pink or a blue colour when they've got moisture in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 10 of these little tiny bags and put them into this little satchel that I've made, like so. Then I continue with my threading action. Oops. To basically sew up the open end of the pouch. You haven't got to be very careful with this. At the end of the day, as long as they don't fall out, we're in the pound seats. Give it another little test. That's better. So, 10 little sachets of silica in a tea bag, basically, is all made. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to find the pointy end, the bit that doesn't open, up there, flatten it out a little bit, and I've got some Velcro sticky dots. And I'm going to get one of my sticky dots, and attach it to the pointy end of the bag. There we go. Again, give that little check. That's well adhered. They really stick well to cloth type materials, so that's gone very well. So I've got a little thing like that. I'm going to take the opposing type of dot, sort of hook and loop system, if you like. And what I'm going to do with this is stick one of these on the middle pane of this little window. And I suggest the middle pane in the top front corner, just because I've been looking at these long enough to work out where the things are going to hang. There we go. So I've got a dot up there. Now I take my lid off, attach my little bag to there. Now when I fit it to my headlight, the little pouch goes inside, and hangs like that. Where I've got it set up is, it's kind of suspended, it's just about touching the bottom, but it's a loose little bag. It's got all those silica gels in it, lots of nice free flowing air. It can't get to anything hot. This lamp can get quite hot if it's left on long enough, but they really don't. If I move it over as far as it'll go, they can't get onto that lamp. I don't know if you can see. They're not going to wander off. I can fish them back out just by lifting the cover off, and they will create a much drier atmosphere inside this lamp. And from above, they don't look disgusting. I think it's going to be quite interesting to see how much moisture they collect. Top tip, if you have got a big packet of these, seal them up when you're not using them because they will absorb moisture. Okay, it's time for the main event, and that is reinstalling the lamp cover, or in this case installing the lamp cover because it's brand new. Step one, we have a brand new seal, and we've checked this out and it does look to be quite a nice quality item. Very similar looking to the original, if not the original, and it's got a slightly tapered form. If you can see, that's the narrow edge and that's the wider edge, and this is going to be installed narrow edge into the back part of the lamp. Keeping everything uniform. Now, although, as I said, there's no shape at all to this, there's no top or bottom, I've chosen, if I can show you, to find, let's focus there, to find a manufacturing join in this and put it at the bottom, on the grounds that if you're going to have a hole, let's at least have it at the bottom for draining out rather than at the top for collecting water. It won't leak, it's a very good join, but why wouldn't you? You've got the option of putting it where you like. Next, we're going to bring our lens in front of all that. Okay, and this could be done afterwards and through the access window, but why would you? We've got two lights that need connecting to the lens. One of them's the indicator, it's a bayonet again. So I'm just going to push that into the back of the unit and slightly up. So the connector goes in with the wires facing that way, facing that way, slightly up, and then once you've pushed it forward, you turn it to the horizontal so the wires go that way. And the side light bulb goes straight into its little socket, and again there's a little bit of bayonet action, so you feel it into position. As you twist it, it drops in a bit further. Give it a twist and it should lock in. I'm wearing gloves at this stage just because I don't want to maul the glass, and if I touch the reflector, as we discussed, it can destroy the chrome. So I heated everything to remove it because of fear of damaging 23-year-old clips. These are obviously brand new and the material does feel like it's got a lot more give in it. So bring these two things together. This is your best alignment aid, the little sort of blade on the side that we're going to trap with the nut and bolt. If you bring that together, it basically aligns everything. There are a couple of pins, one here and one here, that I've got to go into little sockets on the back unit, so be careful with those. And the whole time I'm watching that the seal doesn't jump out and get trapped in a position I don't want it in. Yep, looking all the way around. Looking good. Okay. I'm going to now try and push it home on these clips and see what that does for us. I'm reassured by the fact it's taking some effort, because I do want that seal to be very, very tight. I think it's just a case of keep revolving this, wiggling, and loving it until it goes in. Oh, I got the first good engagement there. Coming over this way. Here's just to maul it into position. Ah! Yeah, I felt 2 or 3 of them go then, which is nice. Just the 3 on the top really to do. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. So let's just give them all a check again. Sure they're fully home. Yeah. So, there we are. One completely restored, rebuilt, and improved headlight assembly for my XK8. And other than the fact that I know I'm going to have a little bit of shenanigans with repositioning the bracket that came with the bolt breaking off in the old one, I've had to remove the bracket to get everything off the car, so I've got to reposition that. This is going to go back in quite easily. Okay, so the very first mission is just to confirm that the lights are all working. Main beam. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get this plastic element of the headlight to slide behind this washer. Right, we're in position. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fit the Torx nut that goes at the top up here. There we go. Just going to fit the one that goes through here to pull the headlight up into position, and then go underneath and look how far away from the bottom of the headlight the bracket is underneath. But yeah, a little bit of fettling to be done in this area. So the bracket that supports the headlight is a good 1/4 inch low from where it should be. So what I'm going to do is just pop my head underneath, see if I can manoeuvre it without taking the headlight off.